Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back. Today we want to start working on our Cascade Journal. Last time we coffee dyed some paper. This didn't take the coffee dyeing very well. And it got stuck to the piece I had laid it on, so got a little bit of rippage. But we'll find a place to use it. Maybe tuck it under. I'm not sure I want to use that as a page. I'll probably tuck it under something. So I've got these, and actually these did not run. I am really surprised. They faded quite a bit. This tea dye was a little bit more yellow. The Lipton tea is a little bit more yellow than what I'm used to. I was using the Walmart family bags, but I've tucked them somewhere out of sight. And yeah, so these turned out a little bit more yellowy than I'm used to, but that's okay. Let's start with the envelope here. And I am not going to measure. I know, you're in shock. I'm going to decide here what I want to do though. And I will show you both ways. You can leave this as a flap. And wherever we decide to fold this, then you would just cut straight up. And then what I do is I open it and then bring, the edges. So wherever I cut, I would bring this over and trim them so they're the same. Let me show you what I mean. So I folded this here, okay, and so I cut straight up, and then I brought this over here, traced around it, and then that is how I made that. Same thing on this side, okay, to make it so it was rounded for the pocket flaps. But I don't think I want to do the pocket flaps on this one, so we're just going to go ahead and glue this closed. Just double checking with myself if that's what I want to do, and I think it is. So let's get all this crud off the tip. Been a couple of days since I've used the glue. Hope everybody's having a good week. Yeah, here everything is going pretty well for the moment. Did take my daughter's car back in. Now she's gone through the whole evaporative system. She was able to get her smog passed, so they're like, well, there's no big leak, even though it keeps giving her an error saying there's a leak. And now what they've said is that the original thing that she went in for, which was the gas cap light, the engine light comes on, tells her that her gas cap is not working. They replaced that. Then the engine light came back on, and they replaced something else. Anyway, almost $1,000 later, now the gas cap light is coming back on, and they're saying that because it's an aftermarket, it's not holding the pressure. It's like she has her gas cap off. So yeah, I'm hoping they're going to get her a new gas cap and that her troubles will be over. She's replaced that whole evaporative system. So alright, so this has about an inch down here. I was thinking, now we could make this taller because this is 12 inches. We could make it taller and make it like a 6 by 10, but I really like that 6 by 9 size. It fits well, and so I'm going to stick with that. So I'm going to just put this on my grid here and make it that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches. I said I wasn't going to measure, and then here I am measuring. But I kind of want to get it mostly straight. So, you know what? I'm just going to use, I'll just take back everything I just said, and I'm going to measure. So this is the top. I have that on the right. I want this to go up 3 inches, right? 12 minus 3 is 9. Now, go slowly so you don't jump the track, because this is 2 layers of this envelope. Then right here you've got, 3 layers. So just take your time. I'm going to turn it this way, and I want to do this in a third. Now it seems to have shrunk a little when I tea dyed it. Isn't that weird how the paper just kind of shrinks a little? But a third of the way would be 3 inches. I think I'm gonna go back just a tad and do 2.5 inches. That gives me a little bit more room for my cascade. Now you do this however you want. There's no fast and hard rule. This is just what I think I will like, because I want to have a little bit more of the cascade showing. So, all right, so we're going to fold this up. I'm going to take my time, make sure it's straight. Use my bone folder. Open that back up and then fold this in. Now, did that make it wider than 6 inches? It did. I probably should have done the 2 3/4. I could leave a little spine. Let's do that. Then I could put a few more pages in there. On Anne's, she did 10 pages, but because it's larger, we did the 2.5, let's do 2 3/4 as well. And that will give us, it's going to be just over 6 inches, but that's going to give us a little spine, and we'll sew our signature in there. So let me burnish both of these lines here. I like to do both sides. Doesn't look like that second one. It's very straight. Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. Sometimes your eyes play tricks on you. So that's just going to be, okay, this is a 6-inch square, this white one, so I'm like over 1/8 of an inch. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so, but that gives us plenty of room to cascade in between. And then this is going to be our pocket in the bottom. I'm going to cut this piece out now, because I don't know if I want that extra bulk. Let's see if I can burnish it down. If I can burnish it and it's flat enough, then I'm not going to worry about cutting it out. I just assume not cut anything out. But sometimes they add that extra bulk, kind of makes your pockets go wonky. And I think it's okay. I think I'm going to leave it. If we need to, we can come back. But I'm going to glue right here to hold that down. And that's going to give us a little extra in our spine down here too. I'm not going to mat it or anything like that. That's why I tea dyed. So, come on. I thought I topped it off, but maybe I didn't. Okay, so I'm just gluing inside this little 1/4 inch spine piece. You know what? It's probably really dark in here. Alexa, turn on Mom's nightlight. Maybe that'll give you a little bit more light in here. Sorry about that. I was so excited to get in here and get rolling. I didn't even turn on the lights. Okay. Now, I know on Anne's, what she did was she left this open, so it's kind of a tuck. But yeah, we'll go ahead and glue this portion down though on this side. Oops. Keep it on the paper. Okay. Just rub that down a little bit. You know, this is big enough. I think I am going to go ahead and close this down. You wouldn't need to. It's up to you, but I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. We'll find something to stick in that size pocket. We'll make a little skinny bookmark or something. That'll fit in there. All right, so I want that to dry, and then we're going to go look at our papers here. Now, I want to have something for the front. which I'm pretty sure I want to use those postcards. I like this one right here. So let me get that cut out. I'll pull out my big giant scissors and not cut straight because that would be too easy. These big scissors are hard for me to hold, actually. I do better with the medium size ones. I have all three sizes of the Tim Holtz scissors. I hardly ever use the tiny ones. So, okay. And I'm not worried about perfection, I don't know, because I'm going to rip that. We're going to kind of mimic, I probably should have done it while it was whole. But this is going to go here on the front page for, well, not that far over, but like this. Now, she did also sew on her journal, and I am not going to sew, but I am going to kind of tear the edges. Now, if you put your left thumb up against that part that you don't want to tear into, you can keep this from going in too far. And it's easier on the side. Usually there is a grain to the paper, not usually, there is, and so it'll usually tear better in one direction than the other. But alright, don't have to worry so much about this. When you tear away from yourself, it doesn't leave that white core. The white core is going to be on this side, but since we tea dyed it, it kind of has a see, if I do it that way, hopefully that's not blurry, you can see the white core, but if I push it away from me, the white core is on the other side. And I am going to, and I've got real close to the edge there, so I'm just going to make sure I don't tear any further than I want. I'm going to ink this. Okay, there we go. So let me get out my ink pad here. Ooh, I've got black soot. That's not what I wanted. Let's use gathered twigs. We haven't used gathered twigs for a while. And this is the oxide as well. Oh yeah, I like that. Been using, there's probably a combination of the two in here because this had vintage photo on it. There we go. So I'm gonna straighten that out a little bit and glue this to the front like that. But I think I'm going to wait. That's where it's going to go, but I'm going to wait until we get the pages because I need to flip and flop this around quite a bit. So, pages. Let's do, let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3. That's how that doily turned out. You see how it tore? No, which is fine. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I guess I tore a piece here. I don't know which one. Oh, that one. Okay. I don't want all of these to be in here. So let's do some plain, some designer, and one of these. I do want to do a couple of the coffee dyed tracing paper. So let's do 2 of these. I've got 3 of these and I'll use one for the outside. And so there's 2, 1. Let's use 2 of these. I think I'll take out the one that was torn. We might use it for a short page. And let's do 2 of the graph paper and 2 of the tan paper, and then let's see where we end up. I want to do one of the music papers. Which one do I want to do? It doesn't really matter. Okay, let's do this one. And I'm just going to kind of spread them out so that the same kind aren't together. So let's do that way, music in the middle, and we'll just start with that. Okay, so the way we do this is we're going to take this and tear the edge. We want all the edges kind of torn. I'm not going to ink them now. I'll ink them after I get them all in. Then we're going to take this cover and we're going to put it on here just so that's barely sticking out. Now you see I've got about 1/4 inch top and bottom. Not real concerned about whether it's right or not. And then I'm going to take the second one and kind of fold it, forgetting I have this first score line. I'm doing the 2 3/4 line so that comes out. And you see how crooked this is? I didn't do that very well at all. I probably want to have it like this, kind of line it up straight there, and then I'm going to hold that, kind of use my fingernail to kind of push that into there, crease it. There we go. That's much better. And then I'm going to come along here and tear it along the edge here, like this. Now, if you don't like this very organic tearing of the paper, I'll show you what you can do. I'm going to keep this because I use these for paper clips. Let's try another one. I'm going to tear this piece. Well, I could have shown you that. I'll show you on the next one. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to open this all the way up, leaving that piece showing as much. Well, get it straightened up, Kristi. There we go. And then I'm going to put this over this. Now, don't do this based on the way I'm showing you to do this. I'm going to turn it over so that that piece is on the other side. You see, I like the way that it kind of peeks out behind. You don't have to have a lot of it showing. Okay, now I'm going to pick this up and look at it this way, kind of straightening it up a little bit, like that. And then maybe this will help me if I just bring this, because I only want to do that second score line. I'm not doing the front score line. I'm doing the back score line. So that will give me that first little fold piece. But if you don't like that really, that's what I started to tell you, that really organic look, you can use a ruler, and then that will help you keep it in control a little bit. Okay? Alright, so let's do the next one. And I think I will use the ruler on this, just to kind of, and if you wiggle back and forth, you're going to get a little bit more pieces sticking out. So I'm going to have that down. And open this back up. Lay it on top till that graph paper is sticking out the way I want it. It's a little straighter, so I'm not going to leave it sticking out as much. I'm going to flip it back over this way, kind of lining everything up a little straighter. And not everything is going to be straight and perfect. I'm not worried about that. So I'm going to lay this down to help me fold, because I think this is actually helping. And I can put that on that score line where I want to fold. Give me a little head start, and then fold it over. Okay, then I'm going to do this a little bit here in the back, and as we go we're getting shorter and longer pieces, and you can see you can have as much as you want hanging out that way. You don't have to have big old tear marks unless you want it that way. So sometimes I'll start on one side and then flip it, do the other side. Otherwise, I have a tendency to end up with this curve that goes out on the end. So putting that like that, I'm not saving these little tiny pieces. I'm going to open this and lay that down somewhat straight. However much I want it sticking out. Flip it over this way, make sure that it's somewhat straight, and then fold it over. Oops. I like to use the beveled side of the ruler because it just gives me a little tighter feel. You could do this with your bone folder. I'm just using my fingernails to fold it over like that. Then do this side. You can make these distance between these as thick or thin as you like. You might want to do them closer together, thinner, if you're going to do more pages. Or if you're not going to do as many pages, you might want to, no, I said that backwards. If you're going to do a lot of pages, you can put them closer together. Because see, we need some more pages to fill in so that it's a continuous cascade. But if you're doing less, you might want to have them further apart. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know if it came out. All right, I am going to, let's see, I want this to go this way. So they don't all have to be full cascade. I'm going to take this off the top and just have the music part. So let's do that. And we can go ahead and fold this. Not everything needs to be torn. We'll go ahead and fold this. Let's do right there. Just like that. This one is still a little too big, so I'm going to tear off a little piece off the bottom here. Okay. That way. And you can see these are kind of moving. It's not going to stay put where I want it until I get it all sewn in, but you get the idea. So this is our front. I think I'll go this way. And I'm not going to put it over much because this one is going to be just different. All right. Now I am going to tear it off of this side because I don't want it to be sticking out over the top. I want to be able to see all those. So I think I'm going to come right along this edge and just do a straight tear. And yeah, that'll be fine. Just like that. Okay, so I don't need that. Let's do a couple more of these. I think I will just finish up here. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? That looks really cool. This was the bottom page, the first one I did, so this was the part that was against the tissue paper. I like that. Anyway, I am going to continue on with this, and I will go ahead and fast forward. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 10 is almost perfect. So I'm not crazy about this little piece right here. So I think I'll take that one off and maybe trim this back a little bit. Okay, get that out of there. And you can see some don't come all the way out, and that's okay. I want to put another designer page in here. I did use one of these Artymaze pages for the center, but I have this one that is, which way does the writing go? This way. I have this one that's lined paper I want to put in there. This is from the Vintage Days collection. For the life of me, I could not remember it before. So let's see. I think I want to stick that right about here. And once we get it in here, then we'll see where we want to tear it. There's no right or wrong way to doing this, so you just do what makes you happy. Okay, and then this piece right here, same thing. Some will go under, some will go over, but you can see that cascade. And let's take those little pieces off. I may or may not keep those, but I'm laying them there for the moment. So let's see, that's 11. It feels really fun right now. Let's see, and then of course this is going to go right here, centered in the midst of them. And let's see. So I've got the lined one. Do I want to put one on the front? Yeah. I think I do. Let's do this one. And I am going to go ahead and fold this one this direction so that we can get just a little bit of this in the front. It doesn't have to be showing a lot, but I don't know if I want that. Well, I don't want it that way. Let's do it the other way. Or actually, let's make it the second page. How about we do that? Let's make it the second page, and then it won't matter because it's not going to come out that far. Like that. And just kind of, there again, like I said, as much or as little as you want sticking out there. Okay, and the back one may not even, won't even need to be trimmed, so we'll leave that one. In fact, we'll use that one to attach our lace to. So okay, so there's that. I really like it. What do you guys think? It is very grungy, but it's fun. So let's sew it in. I'll grab my bag here, and we will just sew it in. Like I said, I'm not worried about perfection here. This is a grungy journal. Grungy journals are not perfect by any means. So I'm going to use some of this old wax linen. These nails are just says best needles. Excuse me. Doll needles work really well because they're blunt, if I remember correctly. Darning needles, whatever, works. So, alright, let me get my book out here and lay everything in there. I decided not to go with this little line here. I'm not going to make the 1/4 inch, what do you call it, spine. I'm just going to go with that back and just kind of line this up, eyeballing it. Where's that middle piece? Is there. And then I'm going to use my ruler and I will press down with that and then use my clips to hold everything in place. Oops, some of my jewelry fell down from the shelf up there that I've been trying to figure out how to use this. I really love this, and I kept the earrings because I wear them all the time, but how to use this as a wraparound tie, but it doesn't stay, so I'm gonna have to figure out to use it as a closure for a journal. So all right, so I had one more clip. It is eluding me. We can probably do it without it, but where'd it go? Yep, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, so we're just going to leave it like that. So I am going to use my awl, however. I am not going to measure. I'm just going to poke where I think the middle is, and about an inch from the bottom, and about an inch from the top. Okay, now I'm going to pick it up and go through those holes again. I go through with my awl about an inch because I like the size of that hole. I like to be able to see through the hole for when I'm, so I know where the threads go. Go back through this one. Okay. It's a little lighter than most of my journals because it only has, well, 25% less about, since those pages are torn. All right. Okay. So let's take this needle. I personally like to start in the middle on the inside, go through, go up to the top, or actually, yeah, that's the top. Goodness, did I have them all facing the right direction? Yes, I did. Okay. Phew. And I'm going to go down here and come up through that hole and go back through here. Move that piece out of the way so that I can come up through the middle and go under that central piece so that I have the ties on either side. And then I'm going to tighten that. Okay. I want to make sure that's good and tight, not too tight, and then tie a double knot. And tie a little bow, like so. I need to tie it a little bit tighter. I can't get a hold of that. There we go. Tie the ears tighter. Okay, and then I am going to trim this long piece off. About there. Okay. Okay, so it's all sewn together. And let me clean up here a little bit. Now, yeah, so there we go. That's going to be, now the pages will lay nice and flat. I'm going to go through here real quick and just kind of lay them down so they kind of work as a team instead of having that big gap in the middle. Maybe using my bone folder a little bit. Because they do lay mostly flat. You can see. Oh, don't need to do that one. This way. Yeah. Be careful with the bone folding. You don't want to tear the paper or undo the stitching that you've already done. Okay. I do this just so that, you know, it'll come naturally with use, but, all right. Now, yeah, that's good. So see how it lays just a little bit better. Okay, so let's get some ink on these pages. I'm just going to come along here and kind of grungy it up a little bit. And then we're going to add some ribbon. I'm not being careful by any means. A little bit more ink. Just, you know, most of these, because they were tea dyed, they're not going to have a white core, so you don't have to worry about that if you miss something. All right, you know, let's go ahead and do the outside. Excuse me. All right. The reason I chose the gathered twigs is because it has a little more of a yellow tone to it, and this time the tea dyeing seemed to be on the yellow side for me, so I thought that the gathered twigs would work better. Okay. All right, so let's, we want to attach this so that it's centered like that. But I think I'm going to put some lace on here first. So let's see what I've got. I've got a couple of these pieces, and I may want to, well, that doesn't have that piece on it. Everything's falling down on me. I also have this, which would be fun, but it's really thick. That might be better back here on this piece. What did we say we were gonna put the lace on that? But I can put something else there. I can put it's not really scalloped as much as I would like. I really would like a little bit more of this, so maybe I will just put some of this in the back or the front and just kind of mix it up. Maybe I'll put that on here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That would be good. Okay, let's do that. All right, and so I am going to put glue on this entire piece, and I'm going to attach the lace to the back of it and then cut off what I don't want. And then I want to look through some of my colored laces and see what I've got. I don't have a lot of, like, what I'd like is some pink ribbon or seam binding or something. I've got some blue lace, which would be nice. Wait, which is the right side? It goes this way. So I want this to be, I'm not sure which is the right side, but I'm going to say this way. So let's get that like that. Don't need that whole piece on there, but it is going to show on part of it. So I think I'm just going to trim right below those flowers and save that for something. And then maybe I'll take out my scissors that I can actually manage and trim this down a little bit. Okay. No, I still did it wrong. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see if I can fix that. It's not supposed to go this way. This needs to be on the other side. So, oh goodness. I am directionally challenged at times. There we go. Let's try this again. Make sure that lace stays on there. All right, let's go this way. And so help me if it's wrong. Okay, where's my spatula? Here we go. And we'll trim this off now from here. Here we go. I think I'm going to round that off. Okay, so we want that to be nice and stuck. Okay, now that's going to go right there, so I want to glue, yeah, about halfway over the flowers. Should have laid my glue down on its side. I don't have a lot of problems with the glue spewing out of these bottles like I did with the Fabri-Tac bottles or the Beacon 3-in-1 bottles. Those really used to erupt like volcano style. And these don't seem to do that as much. Okay. So there we go. Just like that. And then maybe I will wrap a piece of this around the cover. How about that? I want to use up a bunch of different kinds of ribbon or lace. So we can mark this here. Yep. I like it. That'll also cover up that score mark that I made in the beginning that I don't want. And it's going to cover up the stitching and protect that a little bit. Alright, so let's get this on here. Make sure it's mostly even. And then we are going to wrap this around to this side. Yep. Alright, let's pull that around, pull that down and out. I like these smaller ones better than that big one. I seem to get a little bit further with this. More, I don't know, like an extra finger. I'm going to have to add a little bit more glue. Okay, right here and right there. Okay. Perfect. I like it. All right, so let's get, let's use some Kristi lace, as Leslie calls it. I have some sitting here. I thought I had opened some, but maybe I didn't. Nope, they are all in plastic, so time for a new one. And don't tear it. Yeah, there for a while I couldn't find this. Now I've noticed that Dollar Tree, or shall I say $1.25 Tree, is stocking it again. Alright, so let's, I'm going to cut off a couple pieces of this because I like it. And I am going to do this back piece here. Just sticking out just a little bit. And I know it'll go over the pocket, and that's okay because it's glued down right there anyway. So not too Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, not too concerned about that, because that's where the pocket is actually glued shut. Alright, so I'm going to, I guess I can turn it this way so I can see it a little better. I want it to hang over the edge here. Oops. Like that. This is a piece that's defective as well. That's the chance you take when you buy from Dollar Tree. A lot of them are seconds and what have you. There we go. Trim this off. Alright, so I have that little piece there, and then I should have left one of these. Oh, maybe I should do right here, because this one's kind of straight, the music page. So that'll work. It doesn't really matter, you know, whatever you feel like you want on there, do it. I hope you'll check out Anne's video. It will be listed in the description box. Let's see here. Go this way. I think I did the glue pretty even, so I just want it to just peek out just a tad. And maybe I'll that way. And this one seems like it's straight. Okay. There we go. So there's just that little bit peeking out. And then let's see, I want to add a ruffle, so I want to use some of the seam binding. Now I want to tell you that I want to put the seam binding on the cover, where is it, as well. I need to tie a really long bow, so I think I'll just take 24 inches and say a little prayer, and maybe I'll make a bow, because I'm not real great at these kinds of bows, but just taking a couple of loops and one over the other, and or not, pulling through. I don't know. I feel like I always mess up bows. That, yeah, that goes in the back. So there we go. And then pull it down, pull that. I don't want the ears to be so large. There we go. I'm back. Okay, so there we go. I just glued this bow to the top, leave these hanging down. You can trim them if you want. And I have these two little pieces, so I think I'm going to just come back here and maybe just do a little scrap here of the ribbon. Just a little piece. And then I'll do another piece down here on the bottom here. If you don't want it to bleed through, kind of use your finger and then let it dry out a little bit. Let it get a little bit rubbery. You can see I can roll it into a ball when it gets the right. And then I can stick this on here and bunch it up just a little bit. That's not exactly how I wanted it. It stuck down too soon, but there we go. And I didn't get any down here, so just a little bit, and let it hang off the bottom smidge. Got some glue on my finger if I can, yeah. Tack that piece down and rub off the rest. Okay, let's see. What else? I have this ribbon I've been wanting to use. I need to do a sunflower journal because I really love this. I kind of want to put this little flower down here on the front. It says on here, flowers lift the spirit and refresh the soul. I'm just rubbing off some of that excess glue that I got all over the place. And yeah, I like that. We've got a pocket in the back, so let's put something in that pocket. We do have another postcard here. I think I'm just gonna tear this out, actually. Let's use the ruler, then it won't be so crooked. Yeah. And I think I'll cut the rest. Leave that one side torn just to follow the theme. And then we will ink around this. This is not a heavily decorated journal. It's a writing journal, so we want to keep it as a writing journal. Okay. Okay. So we can tuck that in there. A little postcard. And I've got this one also, which is perfect for writing. So we'll put that in there. And we need to find something for that front little pocket. And I think what I might do on that one is take a piece of this designer paper. Did I use them all? Well, maybe I'll take a piece of the coffee dyed or something and fold it up and stick it in there. I don't like that piece on the side. There we go. Okay, so a couple pieces of postcards to write on, and let's see, something for in here. Let's put. Oh, we've got all these little pieces. I forgot about this. Okay, so I'm going to fold a couple of these in half and stick them in the back pocket. I'm going to stick them behind the postcards. Okay, and then I think I'll take this and kind of fold it in fourths, and we'll stick that in here. Yes, perfect fit. All right, so I've got a few pieces here. I've got that I can decorate these pockets with, and I think that'll be just. This is a great project to use for any scraps you have laying around. I don't even remember when I did this journal with the vintage days, but that's how long I've had. Apparently, I was planning on doing quite a few more journals with this collection because it looks like I've printed it out 4 times. So maybe I was going to do 5 journals and then changed my mind. I don't know, but let's put that there. And let's put another piece of something on there. I've got a heart. Let's put this on the back. I do have that heart I want to use. And yeah, let's decorate that back pocket a little bit. What else have I got? I've got this piece still. I love that rose. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tear that out. Sorry, man, but I like the keys and the flowers. Yep, he just didn't make the cut. Let me cut this off. Okay, get that down there. Yeah, just a great scrappy journal. Use some stuff you have laying around because anything goes in these kind of grungy journals. I really, really am liking these. So that looks good. And I can still add a little bit of that on there. And I'll put the heart right in the middle. All right, like that. Okay, so there we go. That is a really, really fast, quick journal to put together. I think I might want a closure for it, so I'm not sure if I do like a seam binding closure or something around it. I think if you played with it a little bit, it will lay down a little bit more, you know, depending on how much you have in it. And there again, it's just going to depend on what you put in it. So anyway, guys, I'm sorry. I am going to call that done, and we'll be back with, what did I say was next? Another journal. I don't remember. I'm recording ahead, and someone's at the door. So I'll talk to you later. Bye now.